with that, let's jump right in. So let's start with the finding and testing a product. So tell us about that, Josh.
So when it comes to the product is the most important part of this business. And what happens is when people are starting out, I often recommend that they create realistic expectations and they know what is their freedom formula or a perfect product for themselves. I hate a lot of, in this space and in the industry, a lot of people talk about high demand, low competition, saturation, products that can't compete in specific markets. And I often tell people, if you can list it on Amazon, it can sell. So get the fact out of your mind that, oh, I need to find a product that can sell. All products on Amazon that can be listed that don't violate the TOS can sell. The $1 million question is, how can you find a product that's good for you? So before we get into product criteria and what I look for, I often tell people to understand what is their appetite. Because if me and you were to come together and let's just say hypothetically put up $100,000 or $200,000 to start a brand new brand, and we can launch 1 to 3 products with that criteria or that investment, it's gonna be totally different from someone that's starting out with their first 10K. They're trying to figure things out. So a few things that I want you to identify or write down is, number one, what is your total investment that you can invest into product, into inventory, into advertising? Because when we're doing product research, we can use tools like Helium or Jungle Scout, and we can refine our searches based off of criteria. So too many people go too broad looking for these products when they're finding products that don't even meet their viability or products that they could even afford to launch. Because we have inventory, then we have advertising costs associated. So once you understand a little bit about your risk, how long can you wait to make your money back? How long do you have to invest into this, both time and resources? And how much credit and capital do you have? Then you can get into research. When we're looking at research, there's a few of the big ones that we want to make sure that we're hitting on. Number one, we want to make sure that the product is a non-seasonal or semi-seasonal product. Seasonals, pumpkin carving kits, Christmas lights. Semi-seasonal or pool floats, because in Texas, Florida, or California, they sell all year, but not in New York or New Jersey or Chicago, right? So I'm looking for products that are going to sell 24/7, 365, regardless of the time of the year. Next, we want to make sure that we're not infringing on any intellectual property. So you can do a quick Google patent search, or you can hire a patent attorney to go ahead and review this. If you're seeing an industry that seems like it's untapped and there's a category king, more than likely there's some intellectual property. Perfect example, Blender Bottle. Now, Blender Bottle is a 9-figure company that started with a bottle that has a sphere apparatus in the inside so you can shake it and mix proteins, okay? Since then, people have came into that industry and made motorized ones and bypassed their IP and are tapping into that industry. But that was a category king. So we want to make sure we're not infringing on any intellectual property because that can get you in trouble. And this is a huge one. I see a lot of people that spend so much time and effort and energy into finding that one product. And your first product is super important, but you can find a product that can crush it and make a decent amount of money or a lot of money, but it not be a good introductory product. And what I mean by introductory product is after your first product, it should be easy to launch your next 3 to 5 products after that. And that's where the money is really going to be made. And I'll give you a perfect example. Like if you were to get into a product that only has a singular use, right? Like let's say that you were to get into a specific type of water. Okay, water, there's not too many different ways you could differentiate that. Maybe flavor. For instance, if you get into office products or you get into furniture, the sky's the limit, right? You can differentiate it so many different types of ways. So when you're getting started, understand how much do you have access to invest, because that's going to allow you to narrow it down. How much do you want to make? Because so many people say, hey, I want to make 10K a month, 100K a month. And when you look at the investment doesn't match the ROI. So make sure those two make sense. And then you can literally refine your search to find those products. All right, I want to make 3K per month profit. That's 10 units approximately at $10 profit per unit. At 30% profit margins, I know I have to find products selling for over $30. So in the filter, you can adjust these filters to make sure that the math makes sense. And then once you're finding these products, you want to ask yourself, is this a good introductory product? Can I launch 3 to 5 SKUs after this immediately? And that's really the blueprint for getting that first brand and that breaking into that niche.